The beginning outcome after the French and Indian War was the Proclamation Line of 1763, which upsets the colonists because it did not allow them to settle west of the Appalachian Mountains. Following this were many new acts, including the most important act, the Stamp Act, that taxed all paper goods. This causes Sam Adams to start up the Sons of Liberty, who burned stamp warehouses to the ground, and many colonists asked for direct representation rather than virtual representation. Because of this, the Stamp Act Congress brings 27 delegates together to write the Declaration of Rights and Grievances of 1774 and send it to the king, who doesn't respond to it because if he did, then it would be legitimate. This document strongly opposed the Stamp Act, and it questioned who had the right to tax the colonists because they wanted to be free of taxation without representation.
After the king denies the Declaration of Rights and Grievances, Lord Rockingham passes the Townshend Acts. The second act pisses off the colonists the most. It taxes lead, paint, glass, tea, and silk. It's a really unpopular act with the colonists. The Letters from a Farmer, written by John Dickinson in 1767 and 1768, are a reaction to the Townshend Acts, and they are a collection of 13 popular pamphlets, all published in the colonies, protesting British policies. He made it clear in the letters that British policies deprived the colonies of their lawful rights, and they had a significant impact on history.
Thomas Paine wrote a pamphlet called Common Sense. This text gave reasons why the colonists should not be part of British control. It addressed the advantages of having American independence. The Common Sense was published January 10, 1776. This pamphlet was accepted very quickly among the colonists in favor of becoming independent. This was a good head start towards American independence since this influenced the Declaration of Independence.
Things that led to the Olive Branch Petition were acts of violence such as the Boston Massacre and the battles of Lexington and Concord, which created the formation of the Second Continental Congress, who adopted the Olive Branch Petition. The Olive Branch Petition stated how the colonists wanted to maintain their loyalty to the British without going to war with them. It was the last attempt to find a peaceful end to the Revolution. This petition was written in July of 1775 by a man named John Dickinson. The petition was adopted by the Second Continental Congress on July 5th. It was submitted to King George on July 8th of 1775. King George refused to read the petition, and on August 23rd of 1775, he declared that the colonists were rebelling.
The events that led up to the document Common Sense and the Declaration of Independence were when Benedict Arnold led some colonists up to Breed's Hill so they can have the best strategic advantage point, and the British came to conquer it. Therefore, fighting breaks out. The colonists end up retreating from the hill, but during this they killed a very large amount of the British soldiers, which makes this considered as an American victory. The king sees this as rebellion, so he hires many brutal German Hessians to kill the colonists, burns down 2 of their port cities, and offers freedom to any slave willing to fight for the British. And these 3 things are known to be the fuel for the document Common Sense and the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence is known as the best breakup letter in history, written by Thomas Jefferson, and it expresses how unhappy the colonists are with the British Parliament ruling over them, and it covers 3 main topics: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that to be happy, all men should be created equal. It also covers all of the things the king did wrong and how the American colonies are going to self-govern. Many men from the colonies signed this declaration to show that they all agreed upon this independence.